Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I am your host, Chris Daughtry. Let me know in the comments section of today's show, do you guys think the season is over in terms of going to the college football playoffs? Type Y for yes or N for no. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk some college football playoff scenarios. It is my opinion that Alabama is going to be out of the college football playoffs, but it is rivalry week. Say that one 3 times fast, and that means there is still a chance because you can never know what happens on rivalry week. The upsets happen all the time. This year in college football in particular has been absolutely crazy when it comes to upsets. Now, while I don't think Alabama really even deserves to go to the college football playoffs, there is still a chance, and I would love nothing more than to go on a run in the postseason and be able to possibly make the college football playoffs and maybe even make a run to the national championship game. These are the current odds from ESPN's playoff predictor. Currently, right now, Alabama has a 37% chance to make it into the college football playoffs. If you win this game coming up this weekend against Auburn, your chances go up to 41%. So still not, a very strong chance to make it into the college football playoffs, but there is still a chance there, and according to the AP poll, Alabama only fell to number 13, so you're still right there in that range to make it in. Now, it is the AP poll, but I do think it is noteworthy that the AP poll has been relatively close to the College Football Playoff Committee rankings. So, we're kind of going off that, kind of the seat of our pants there, but I don't think if you get in that you will have any shot of hosting a college football game in the first round of the playoffs. I would assume that you would go on the road because you're just squeaking in if you do make it. These are some of the pivotal games here on Rivalry Week that we need some just absolute crazy stuff to happen, I think, for Alabama to make it in. But I do think there are a couple scenarios that could be likely. Tennessee going and playing Vanderbilt this week. Tennessee's a 10.5-point favorite. I don't think Vandy wins that game, but it would help you out a lot if Vandy did win that game because Tennessee right now in the AP poll is ranked number 7. So all these games are really teams ranked anywhere from 7 to, you're sitting there right now at number 13 in the AP poll. Looking ahead to Syracuse, Miami. Who knows? Maybe Miami is looking ahead to the ACC championship game. There's still a scenario there. They haven't locked up a spot. SMU, though, has locked up a spot. So maybe they are looking ahead to the ACC championship game in their first year in the ACC there. Who knows? They're a 13.5-point favorite, but crazier things have happened. Cal could go in there and end up winning that game for them. I do think, though, one of the bigger games that we're looking at is that South Carolina versus Clemson game. Clemson's favored by 2.5 points for that game. South Carolina's defense has continued to play really, really well. Who knows? Clemson is right above you in the AP poll at number 12. So if they lose, that opens up another slot for you to possibly get in. And probably the biggest game of them all to really look at is Arizona State versus Arizona. In the AP poll, Arizona State is ranked number 14 at 9-2. I think if they win that game, now they are favored by 9.5 points. I would assume that they jump you in the AP poll, whether you win, whether you lose against Auburn or not. Because that's just going to set them up nicely. They've been playing some pretty good football, had a crazy finish against BYU last week. But I think if Arizona wins that game, that sets you up very nicely. So while I'm saying there is a chance, I do think it is a very low chance, unfortunately. Who knows, though? Like I said, it is rivalry week. Crazier things have happened. I continue to not be able to say rivalry week very, very well. It's rivalry week. Like I put that extra W in there. But anyways, you guys know, crazier things have happened. These rivalry games, they can go absolutely off the rails. There's been plenty of times where there's absolutely no shot that a team should be able to win a game, and then they go out there and do it. There's a lot of teams out there that really love playing that spoiler role. You saw it last week during the Oklahoma game. So while I do not think it will happen, who knows? There is always a chance, and it would be up to the College Football Playoff Committee at the end of the day. But like I said, at the end of the day, you still have to go out there and beat Auburn, and they are talking absolute madness in the media. So that should really piss this team off. But first things first, you got to go out there and beat Auburn for any of this to have any kind of importance. So the College Football Playoff rankings will come out tonight. Where do you guys think Alabama will be ranked? Personally, I think right now, I think 13's about the right spot there, but let me know at the pinned comment of today's video, where do you guys think Alabama should be ranked this week in the College Football Playoff rankings? I personally think Alabama should be around that number 13 spot. I think the AP voters got it right. Indiana slid down to number 10. You got SMU up there at number 9, Tennessee at 7, Miami at 8. Like I said, really the biggest game that you're looking at there is that Arizona versus Arizona State game, because Arizona State is ranked number 14 right now. Ole Miss slid down to 15, but South Carolina's there at 16. So it's going to be very interesting. If South Carolina can go and beat Clemson this week, do they jump up into the college football rankings? Maybe they're one of those first teams out. There's going to put the committee in a strange situation, I think, if Alabama wins this game this weekend against Auburn and some of those different scenarios play out the way they are. But for right now, I think you're at a decent spot sitting at number 13 in the AP poll. We'll see tonight what happens with the college football playoff rankings. But I think if you're around that, 13, 14 spot, you're set up pretty nicely to possibly squeak into the college football playoffs. And we'll continue this conversation here in a second with some bowl predictions as well. But today's show is presented by Ollie. Ollie is clean, fresh nutrition for your dog in 5 flavors that they will absolutely love. You don't have to be a vet to know that feeding your dog real whole foods with minimal processing is one of the best choices that you can make for their health. Ollie has no harmful fillers and no preservatives. Ollie is made in United States kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world. This is how it works. You fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz, and they'll create a customized meal plan for your pup's weight, activity level, and their health information. Ollie then crunches the numbers and recommends the right recipes and daily portions for your precious pup based on hundreds of thousands of real dog results. For any first-timers, Ollie will send out your pup's first box with 2 weeks' worth of meals and a guide to how to gradually switch them over to their new diet. You can also customize your plan with Ollie. Ollie offers 3 meal plans to choose from, so you can choose between a full fresh plan, a fresh topper plan, or a mixed plan of their freshly baked recipes for your special fur baby. They also have treats and supplements now with Ollie. This right here is my dog, Luca. We both went to the University of Alabama. He actually was able to come to a couple classes with me as well, so I'm going to have to bring in, I got a certificate actually for him completing, I think it was my JCM, but like 495 class or something like that on Thursdays. We were allowed to bring our dogs in, but he's a graduate of the University of Alabama as well. He is a legend, and only legends love their Ollie dog food. He cannot get enough of it. This is Ollie's biggest sale of the year. And for a limited time, you can get 70% off your first box, plus a free bowl and a storage container. Head to Ollie.com and fill out your dog's details and use promo code CHATSPORTS to get the lowest price of the year on a personalized meal plan. This offer ends on December 6th, so you have to act now. Head to OLLIE.com and enter promo code CHATSPORTS to get 70% off your first box of meals. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. All right, next up on today's video, we're going to talk bowl projections if Alabama does not make it into the college football playoffs. CBS Sports' Jerry Palms put out his bowl predictions after Week 13, so we're going to break all those down on the back half of today's video. Let's start off with the college football playoff bowl predictions there. He's got Georgia winning the SEC championship. All these teams, by the way, will get that first round bye in these predictions. He's got Georgia winning the SEC championship, going to the Sugar Bowl, and they'll play a different team, whoever wins those first round matchups there. Ohio State avenging their loss against Oregon, winning the Big Ten and going to the Rose Bowl. Also, Miami going to the Peach Bowl, winning the ACC, which I think would work out very nicely. It would help Alabama. SMU losing, that's a team ranked above you right there. They also have Boise State going to the Fiesta Bowl, and I think the way it works out there, if they win their conference, they would be one of those highest group of 6 teams. Whether or not they're ranked, where they're at right now in the AP poll, they're ranked at number 11. So there's definitely, still going to be some teams ranked above Boise State if they go on and win their conference championship game. But because they would be one of those group of 6 teams and they would be the highest conference champion, theoretically, that would put them and give them their first round bye there. This is his round 1 predictions right here. They got Oregon facing off against Arizona State, and that's kind of that situation there what I was talking about. You really want Arizona to beat Arizona State this weekend. That would help you out a lot in that scenario. I don't see Notre Dame or Indiana really dropping another game for the rest of the season, but that would be a very fun game. Indiana versus Notre Dame would be a very, very fun one. I'd probably pick Notre Dame in that one, to be honest with you, but look, Indiana did not play as bad as I thought they would play against Ohio State, so I will give them credit there. And then SMU versus Texas. This one's going to be very interesting. The committee said that, they really do value playing in the conference championship. Whether or not you win it or not, we'll see what happens. If Miami is able to play them, there's still a toss-up there. It's SMU has got a lock into the ACC championship game, but depending on what happens, if Miami loses their last game of the regular season and Clemson beats South Carolina, Clemson would actually jump up and play SMU in the ACC championship game. So a lot of things to monitor there in the ACC, but the way he had it set up, Miami won the ACC, SMU loses in the ACC championship game. He still has the committee putting SMU in there, so that'll be a very, very interesting one. I would have Texas winning this game right here, but that would be a fun game to watch as well. And then Penn State versus Tennessee would also be a really, really good one. Obviously both of those teams not going to their conference championship game, but with the 12-team playoff, they would still be ranked high enough, as long as Tennessee doesn't lose another game here, which would still probably help Alabama, even though Tennessee has the head against you. So there's still a lot of different, scenarios that can work out in this one. But this is what he has for the first round of the college football playoffs. So let me know in the comments section here, guys, if Alabama does miss out on the college football playoffs, which is the most likely thing to happen, unfortunately, I do believe there. Do you even care about, going to just a regular bowl game? Type A if you do care about games like that, or type B if you do not. Personally, for me, it's a B, but let me know what you guys think in the comments section right now. All right, so far, the prediction for Alabama from CBS's Jerry Palms is that Alabama would go to the Citrus Bowl, and the Citrus Bowl takes the highest ranking SEC and Big Ten teams that do not make it into the college football playoffs. So I was pretty much right, Stone, last week when I was talking about you're going to the Cheez-It Bowl, you're going to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Well, it's now called the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. So look, man, this is just a game that just screams I do not care to me. And whether or not Jalen Milroe, plays in this game, or if it's Ty Simpson that plays in this game, it's just like, man, it's just a regular bowl game to me. I think with the 12-team college football playoffs now, it is my opinion. I know I'm a psycho apparently for believing this and thinking this is what everybody tells me in the Chat Sports offices here. I think with the 12-team playoff, man, get rid of the rest of the bowl games. I know it's a money thing at the end of the day. They're never going to do it, but I don't need the rest of the bowl games. If you're going to have bowl games in the college football playoffs, those are the ones that mean anything to me. I just do not care about this game right here. Do I want Alabama to win if this is the matchup? obviously. I want Alabama to win every single game they play, but this right here just does not tickle my fancy. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. No matter what happens, we'll be live for the Iron Bowl. We'll be live for that bowl game as well. So, we'll have fun. We'll do our watch parties no matter what here. Do not miss out. Make sure you guys are subscribed.